public. Go ahead.
Interestingly and genuinely looking forward to the explanation and report from the Finance Committee this evening about the recent secret audit meeting. Mindful that the chair of that committee has resigned and the reasons for that resignation just a fortnight or so ago. Perhaps on the theme of openness and transparency, it's now apparent that councillors, as well as the general public, are treated with utter contempt and disdain by certain members of this parish council in relation to openness and transparency. You certainly should know that there are very limited circumstances where PC business may be conducted in private. I'd suggest this was not one of them. Have you forgotten that you serve the public, that you have a duty of openness, honesty and transparency, that you, Vice Chair, and you, something clerk sort of thing, you've exceeded your authority in holding this meeting in public. You're not empowered to hold secret meetings. The general public and every councillor should demand full and open disclosure, not your sanitised version of events. And those involved in conducting this secret meeting should acknowledge that they have exceeded their authority by conducting this business in secret. Make a full and public disclosure. In case you don't know what full and public disclosure is, here are a couple of examples for you. Your agendas still lack any supporting detail or document to justify or rationalise some of the decisions you make. Your minutes still lack accuracy. The last example being the draft minutes that are currently posted for the finance meeting where a named vote was called and it's not recorded. Your financial planning. By the end of September each year, in accordance with your financial standing orders, 3-year forecast of revenue, receipt and expenditure and payments should be submitted by each committee to the Finance and General Purposes Committee. Where are they? This is public disclosure. Public disclosure requires you to justify the decision to draw down, likely in the region of £60,000 of public money each year, and how you spend it. That's openness and transparency, and that's what you should adopt.
To receive a report from the Finance Committee on an audit challenge and replies sent to us that is incorrect.
I think that's two separate things, because there was the report from Finance which was circulated. So that's the first item, probably just to note.
Yeah, to note that report, and then the second part is the report on audit challenge and reply, and it has not been sent to the auditors. It is to discuss the audit reply.
You say it hasn't been sent?
No, it hasn't been sent.
So it's now been 29 days since that meeting. We could have probably used the next finance meeting for that.
It has to come to this meeting,
I agree.
full council,
Yeah.
and
But what I'm getting at is that the meeting that you had on the 29th,
yeah.
because I was told it was a hurry thing, it had to be done quickly, could have been put off quite aptly for a few days, created an EXO finance meeting, and then done it with full public view.
At the time we had that meeting, we had a fixed date of reply. And then Derris asked for an extension, but we did not know whether we would get an extension when we held that meeting. So we would have had to have had an EXO afterwards.
The email that the auditors sent us actually said that we had to the 15th of October and we can ask for a buy if need be.
Yeah.
to allow for our meetings.
Now, if I can get a word in, the meeting was called not as finance really, it was to look at the auditor's questions, get our heads together to see how we thought those questions might best be answered. So 3 of us sat here. Sue, I'm very grateful to Sue, had been all the way through her computer and printed out everything she could find. I had been through both my own and the laptop and pulled out some more stuff, and John had some very interesting email trails and things to add to the collection.
Okay.
You all had the report circulated on Sunday.
Yeah, that's where I got that date of the 15th from.
Yeah, because I put everything in which it's intended to send to the auditor. And I propose that bundle of documents, as circulated, is agreed by this council to be sent to the auditor in response to her questions.
Okay, but still the point that I raised here, and the email she says, please provide this information by email by 15th of October. The meeting's on the 29th. The deadline can be flexed if necessary. Please let us know if that would be helpful to fit in your meeting calendar. Well, what I'm saying is, it's now 29 days since that meeting. We could have easily fixed up a proper, or a better phrase, finance committee, had all the members of finance here, which might actually have more information, and we might have actually been able to produce it better and faster, quicker.
We didn't know quite how much work we would have to do, so the thing was to get started on it. It was gradually put together, and you've seen the results.
I'll say nothing was voted on in any way, shape or form at that meeting. It was like I brought up a bundle of stuff I printed out for Darius, which were the minutes and agendas.
Yeah.
I handed them to Darius. John brought out his emails, handed them to Darius. Darius sort of shuffled them around. We looked at the list, have we got everything? That was it.
So
It was not a sort of discussion of...
you had a list of things that you had to go through.
No, we have a list of questions,
List of
which
questions,
is the
right.
email.
Okay, so how did you know whether or not I had anything that might have been useful?
You didn't come to find out.
No, but if we had a proper finance meeting, we'd have had everyone's chance to spot. If they had any.
Anyway, there is a proposal on the table. Is there a seconder?
No one seconded it.
Sure,
So it was proposed by Darius, seconded by Sue Harboard. All those in favour of sending the document to the auditors? That's carried.
Are you abstaining or voting against?
Haven't been asked yet.
Yeah.
I did.
You said all
You
in
said
favour.
in favour.
Against. Against.
One against.
One against and abstain. Twice. And one abstention. Sorry, I've got a frog. Speed camera to receive an update on conversion of the speed camera thing. It is now back in my garage. It has been to France and it has come back. Julian's on holiday this week, so we'll pick it up next week. Finance report, to resolve to adopt the finance report as you've all had attached to your agendas, and to receive the expenditure to date and authorise payment of accounts outstanding and agree the bank reconciliation so presented.
So I propose that the payments as scheduled are authorised.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
So that's proposed by Dara, seconded by Brian Smith. All those in favour? Carried.